15 countries where Black people suffer the most racism. Racism remains a prevalent issue globally, with several countries grappling with systemic discrimination against Black individuals. Imagine not being able to visit a particular country just because of the color of your skin. That's insane, right? In this video, we shall be counting down 15 countries where Black people suffer the most racism. In these nations, Black people encounter various forms of prejudice, from societal biases to institutionalized racism, significantly impacting their lives. Economic disparities, limited access to education and healthcare, and disproportionate incarceration rates are among the manifestations of this discrimination. Despite progress in some areas, the persistence of racism underscores the urgent need for collective action to dismantle oppressive systems and foster inclusivity and equality for all individuals, regardless of race or ethnicity. Some of these countries are extremely beautiful, but the lives of Black travelers in these countries cannot be guaranteed. Before we proceed, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our videos. 15. Spain. Racial discrimination against Black people in Spain is a complex issue rooted in historical and societal factors. Despite Spain's multicultural landscape, Black people in Spain are not having it easy. Black individuals often face prejudice and inequality in various aspects of life. For example, studies have shown disparities in employment opportunities, with Black people encountering obstacles in accessing decent jobs and facing higher rates of unemployment compared to white Spaniards. Additionally, there have been reported instances of racial profiling by law enforcement, leading to disproportionate targeting and harassment of Black individuals. Educational disparities also exist, with Black students experiencing lower academic achievement and higher dropout rates compared to their white counterparts. These challenges are exacerbated by limited representation in media and politics, further marginalizing Black voices and perpetuating stereotypes. Addressing racial discrimination in Spain requires comprehensive anti-discrimination policies, educational initiatives, and increased representation to promote equality and social cohesion. 14. India. Racial discrimination against Black travelers in India is a concerning issue that has gained attention in recent years. Despite India's diverse culture and hospitality, Black travelers often encounter instances of prejudice and discrimination. For example, there have been reports of Black tourists facing difficulties in accessing accommodation, with some hotels and guest houses refusing to provide services based on their race. Additionally, Black travelers may experience unwelcome stares, verbal harassment, or even physical assault in public spaces, highlighting underlying biases and stereotypes. Instances of discriminatory treatment by authorities, such as heightened scrutiny at airports or denial of entry to certain establishments, further compound the challenges faced by Black travelers in India. Addressing racial discrimination requires increased awareness, education, and enforcement of anti-discrimination laws to ensure that all visitors, regardless of race or ethnicity, feel safe and welcome in the country. 13. Mexico. Mexico, despite its vibrant culture and tourism appeal, can be perilous for Black people and travelers who face discrimination. Instances of racial profiling, harassment, and violence against Black individuals have been reported in various parts of the country. Discrimination may manifest in overt forms, such as derogatory remarks or denial of service, as well as more insidious forms, including unequal treatment by law enforcement and difficulty accessing housing or employment opportunities. Additionally, Black travelers may face heightened scrutiny and suspicion from locals and authorities, leading to feelings of discomfort and insecurity. The lack of robust legal protections and accountability mechanisms exacerbates the challenges faced by Black individuals in Mexico. Addressing this issue necessitates comprehensive efforts to combat racism, promote diversity and inclusion, and enforce anti-discrimination laws to ensure the safety and well-being of all individuals, regardless of race or ethnicity. In France, despite its reputation for beauty and culture, instances of racial profiling, police brutality, and unequal treatment in various aspects of life are prevalent. For example, studies have shown that Black individuals are disproportionately stopped by police compared to their white counterparts, leading to feelings of harassment and distrust within Black communities. Additionally, discrimination in employment, education, and housing persists, with Black individuals facing barriers to opportunities and experiencing socioeconomic disparities. Hate crimes and racist incidents further underscore the systemic nature of racism in French society. Efforts to combat racial discrimination have been met with resistance and systemic challenges, highlighting the need for greater awareness, education, and policy reforms to address deep-rooted prejudices and promote equality for all individuals. 11. China. In China, Black people and Black travelers often face discrimination and prejudice, making it a potentially dangerous environment for them. Instances of racism can range from verbal harassment to outright denial of service based solely on the color of their skin. Black individuals may encounter difficulties in accessing housing, employment opportunities, and educational institutions, with discriminatory practices prevalent in various sectors of society. Additionally, there have been reports of racial profiling by law enforcement, leading to heightened scrutiny and potential harassment of Black individuals. Social attitudes and stereotypes towards Black people may also contribute to feelings of alienation and discomfort among Black travelers in China. 10. Poland. In a racist country like Poland, Black people often face discrimination and marginalization. Despite efforts to address racism, Black individuals encounter prejudice and hostility in various aspects of life. Segregation persists, with Black communities often marginalized and excluded from mainstream society. Instances of verbal abuse, harassment, and violence against Black people have been reported, highlighting deep-rooted racial tensions. Access to employment, housing, and education may be limited for Black individuals, perpetuating socioeconomic disparities. 9. Ukraine. Racial discrimination against Black people in Ukraine is a significant issue, with instances of prejudice and bias affecting their daily lives. Black individuals may face verbal harassment, stereotyping, and exclusion from various societal spheres. Instances of discriminatory treatment in housing, employment, and public spaces have been reported. Additionally, Black students may encounter obstacles in accessing quality education due to racial biases. Hate crimes targeting Black individuals have also been documented, highlighting the urgent need for greater awareness, education, and enforcement of anti-discrimination laws to ensure the safety and well-being of all individuals, regardless of race or ethnicity. 8. Greece. Greece, while renowned for its beauty, unfortunately presents challenges for Black visitors. Instances of racial discrimination and prejudice have been reported in Greece, ranging from verbal harassment to denial of service in establishments. Black travelers face heightened scrutiny and suspicion from locals and authorities, leading to feelings of discomfort and insecurity. Additionally, hate crimes and racist incidents targeting Black individuals have occurred. Such experiences underscore the need for increased awareness, education, and enforcement of anti-discrimination laws to ensure the safety and well-being of all visitors in Greece. 7. Italy. Italy, despite its rich cultural heritage and renowned cuisine, has a history of discrimination and hate towards Black travelers. Instances of racial profiling, verbal abuse, and physical harassment have been reported, particularly in tourist areas and public spaces. Black travelers may encounter difficulties in accessing accommodations, face unwarranted suspicion from law enforcement, and experience exclusion or hostility in social settings. Additionally, stereotypes and prejudices perpetuated by media portrayals further contribute to the challenges faced by Black travelers in Italy. Addressing this issue requires greater awareness, education, and enforcement of anti-discrimination laws to ensure the safety and dignity of all visitors, regardless of race or ethnicity, in Italy. 6. Germany. Racism against Black individuals in Germany is a pressing issue, reflecting deep-seated prejudices and systemic inequalities. Black people in Germany face discrimination in various spheres of life, including education, employment, housing, and interactions with law enforcement. Instances of racial profiling, verbal abuse, and physical violence targeting Black individuals are not uncommon, contributing to feelings of marginalization and exclusion within society. Despite efforts to address racism through legislation and awareness campaigns, structural barriers persist, perpetuating disparities and hindering opportunities for Black Germans and immigrants alike. The Afro-German community, with its rich history and cultural contributions, continues to advocate for recognition, representation, and justice. 5. USA. Racial discrimination and racial profiling against Black individuals in America persist despite legal advancements. Black Americans often face systemic biases in various sectors, including law enforcement, employment, housing, and education. Racial profiling by police disproportionately targets Black individuals, leading to unjust scrutiny, harassment, and violence. These practices contribute to mistrust between law enforcement and Black communities and perpetuate cycles of inequality and injustice. Efforts to address racial discrimination and profiling include advocacy for policy reforms, community engagement, and anti-bias training. However, systemic racism remains a pervasive issue, necessitating ongoing dialogue, activism, and structural changes to achieve true equality and justice for all. 4. Colombia. Colombia can pose dangers for Black travelers due to prevalent discrimination and stereotypes. A lot of Black individuals have encountered racial profiling, harassment, and even violence, particularly in areas with less racial diversity. Cultural biases and socioeconomic disparities may exacerbate these challenges, leading to feelings of vulnerability and alienation. Additionally, limited representation and awareness of racial issues in Colombia can further marginalize Black travelers. While Colombia offers stunning landscapes and vibrant culture, it's essential for Black travelers to remain vigilant and informed about potential risks, exercise caution, and seek support from local communities and resources when traveling in the country. 3. Russia. In Russia, racism against Black people is prevalent, with instances of discrimination and mistreatment reported. Black individuals often face verbal abuse, harassment, and even physical violence due to deep-seated prejudices and stereotypes. Racial profiling by law enforcement and societal biases contribute to the hostile environment for Black people in Russia. Additionally, Black travelers may encounter difficulties in accessing accommodations, employment, and other services, further exacerbating their experiences of marginalization and exclusion. Efforts to combat racism and promote inclusivity in Russia are ongoing but face significant challenges, highlighting the urgent need for awareness, education, and advocacy to ensure the rights and safety of all individuals. 2. Switzerland. In Switzerland, Black people face racial discrimination in various aspects of life. They encounter barriers to employment, housing, and education due to systemic biases and stereotypes. Instances of racial profiling and harassment by law enforcement have been reported, contributing to feelings of insecurity and alienation within Black communities. Additionally, subtle forms of discrimination, such as microaggressions and social exclusion, perpetuate inequalities and hinder opportunities for Black individuals to fully participate in Swiss society. Efforts to address racial discrimination in Switzerland require greater awareness, education, and policy reforms to ensure equal rights and opportunities for all, regardless of race or ethnicity. 1. Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, Black travelers encounter racial discrimination due to deep-seated prejudices and cultural biases. Instances of discriminatory treatment, such as verbal harassment, denial of service, and unequal access to accommodations or public spaces, have been reported. Additionally, Black travelers face heightened scrutiny from authorities and societal stigmatization, leading to feelings of discomfort and alienation. Examples include being subjected to derogatory remarks or experiencing differential treatment based on skin color. Addressing racial discrimination in Saudi Arabia requires increased awareness, education, and enforcement of anti-discrimination laws to ensure the safety and dignity of all travelers, regardless of race or ethnicity.